Well, welcome. Can you maybe both tell something about yourself, briefly?
A beautiful age.
So that means you get to start.
I would say so. No, it's up to you. You may start.
Well, my name is Laura Halma.
Yes.
I'm an alumni from the hotel school. I am from September 2016, so I graduated June 2020. And now I work here for almost 3 years already. And I'm really happy to be here.
Okay, good. And you?
Well, yeah, I've started working here. I'm an alumni as well, of course. Finished my studies in '95, started them in '89. Working here since 2017 now. I've worked a lot abroad in the UK, in Germany, France, and Paris. And I came back after a bit more than 20 years. So,
okay.
Yes.
What was for you the reason to come back here at the Hotel Management School in Maastricht? To teach here or to work here?
Well, for me it was the reason because I've worked so long abroad in the hotel industry. I ran hotels, I ran a hotel chain, set up a hotel chain. I thought it was really time to do something really nice and invest in young people, everything I've learned. And I think it's extremely rewarding to really work with young students. They're very enthusiastic and remind me a bit of how I was. I do hope them to get the career ahead. So that's why I'm here. I think just to invest in the new generation.
I never thought that I would end up in education, really. No. When I graduated, I really wanted to do the management program within Marriott International.
Okay.
Their voyage program.
This is something totally different.
It's really something different. I always thought that I would end up in the industry. But then COVID happened and that was no longer a possibility, unfortunately. So then I thought, okay, let's just think, what do I like to do? What do I think that I'm good at? And I thought, let's just start my own company. And that works out really well in training and coaching different people one-on-one, but also do team coaching and help organizations to see, okay, how can we make sure that our people feel good in the company? And then I got a phone call that someone got ill and if I wanted to replace the person who got ill here in school. Okay. And I thought, okay, let's just step out of my comfort zone and let's just do it. And while doing it, I actually noticed that was exactly, that I was doing what I started my own company for.
Okay, so you didn't regret
I never regret it. Developing workshops, helping students one-on-one, helping them find their strengths, their weaknesses, and to say, okay, what do you want to do in the industry? And that's what I love to do. Helping them get to know themselves. And of course, the importance of human resource management and leadership, because that's of course my specialty. Now that I do it, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, good. And I have a question, because do you sometimes recognize yourself in students that you have in your class, like, when I was this age, I did that?
Absolutely. I see them coming in and going into campus and experiencing all the new parts of the hotel school, student association, amphitheon, campus life. I can see quite a few. It's like, oh, this is exactly how I was, and it's such good fun to see that is still alive and that is still to be found. That the real Hotello is there every year, and I think that's amazing to see some of you, a bit of you in them. And I think that's also why we are so eager. I am so eager to develop them, to let them grow, and to show all the possibilities you can achieve. So yeah, I do recognize me in them.
That's fun.
Yeah. For me, the challenge was always, okay, how do I fit in? And I see a lot of students struggle with that as well. And of course, Amphitheon is a big part of that. The campus is a big part of that. Am I fun enough? Will I get any new friends? Will I create my year club? But also in class, will I raise my hand? And is that weird? Do other people think it's weird if I raise my hand to answer the question? And I see a lot of students have that exact same thing, that they're doubting or that they feel they're being judged for raising their hand. And I had that feeling as well, that you wanted to fit in. And that's why I'm really grateful, and I think you have that as well, to see it from this side.
Absolutely.
And to be able to help.
Yeah, it's really great to see, and to see also some struggles they have, and you know exactly how they feel, and therefore you can actually help them in an informal way, and them knowing that you've been part of this system as well. Creates a bond between you and the student who is at times a bit of a difficulty. You can resolve problems much faster because there's already a kind of trust that's special at being an alumni,
Yeah, you've done the
working
same.
here at school.
Yeah.
Okay.
And same with internships, I think, as well. We've been on the internship.
Yeah.
We know what's...
Yeah,
what
where have you been in internship?
Well, I was going to New Orleans and then the hotel burned down and I had to and then
really?
I had to go to France, Paris, which wasn't bad because we actually did the 5 months or 6 months. We actually lived in a hotel. We didn't have to find a room, so we lived on the 6th floor. We had a really good time. I have to say,
You did the front office.
I did front office. I was during the first desert war, and then occupancy was low, so they asked me to be voiturier, so drive the cars of the guests to the parking, which was about 5 minutes through Paris by car. Not all the cars arrived. Yeah, it was just so much good fun there. So yeah, I can imagine how people feel when they're in a different town and there's not lost, but there is a new situation, new environment, and that's also why it's so important that they really, after 1.5 years, we kick them out and let them get out of the Netherlands and find themselves again. I think that's also the strength of the internships, that they find themselves again. You know, after 1.5 years here at school.
You really see them come back different person.
Absolutely different. Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
As soon as they come to module 9, it's really different.
Different person. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to Dubai for my first internship, really outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I did MBO, so before coming here I already did internships in England, and I thought, okay, I love that. I love the old classic hotel vibe. And so I thought, okay, let's do that again because I loved it. And then people in my surrounding were like, Laura, are you sure? This is your chance to go wherever you want to go. And then my uncle said, why don't you go to Dubai? If you want next level luxury, because I like high-end luxury. And you're like, why don't you go to Dubai? I was like, that's not really the culture that I like. But he said, why not? Let's just do it. Get out of your comfort zone. And now that's also what I push others to do. Absolutely. Get out of your comfort zone. And I did it in the HR department because I've already done fine dining and Michelin star restaurants. So I was like, okay, let's do something else. And then I was hooked. I love human resources.
Okay, I will remind. What was the thing that you missed the most about being a student? About your student time?
The thing is, what did I miss about being a student? You were young, you were free. I did a lot within the student association. I was on the board of Amphitryon. I did a lot of different events where I was active. I was head chef for the Preuvenment 2 years running. We still had corridors where it was only men and only women. You make friends for life. You
do you still speak?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
A lot.
You still speak French?
Oh, absolutely. Every Preuvenment, half of the corridor is coming back to Maastricht. So, yes, it's really important time. And school is important, but Amphitryon is extremely important. The campus is very important. And you do make friends for life. I think that's what I miss about school. You had all the opportunities, and I think you even have more opportunities now than we had. Really enjoyed the time of being here. You're all still young, and you do have to enjoy it as well. And I think school, the level of school has gone up if you compare it to 25 years ago, but we do expect different things from our alumni that we did in the old days. The harmony here at school, making friends for life, I think that's extremely important. And that's what you do miss at school there, I think.
I think I miss spontaneity. Calling someone, do you want to have dinner together? And just within an hour it's arranged. Organizing something. It's like you make 2 phone calls and everyone's so enthusiastic, like, okay, let's get it done.
Were you both active by the Student Association here from this?
I was in Amphitryon.
Yes.
Of course, I was on the board of Amphitryon 1 year. We started Plato, which we still are very surprised that it still exists. It's strong all the time. So it's almost 35 years.
So 1990.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
99, so almost 35 years. Yes, I'm that old. So I was very active.
Okay.
My parents might say I was too active, but I thought it was very well balanced.
Okay.
But I think you learned a lot from it as well.
It's enormous. You learn that's what it is. You know, you go to school, you got theory, then you actually go and you put it into practice. And it is really, especially if you're going into the board or any other bigger events, you really put it into practice. And that you will take away with you when you start your career as well. You're much more steady and you know what you can do and what your capacities are.
I was with KAFT Amphitryon, the wine association. And we organized so many things. So you had to learn how to plan, how to do budgeting, how to execute, how to round it all off to see if you actually stayed within the budget. Prevenement. I worked there as well, and I think Prevenement is the place for a reunion. Everyone, it's a yearly tradition, and everyone has their certain days. Like, on a Thursday evening, this group is coming together, and on Saturday, you expect this group to be there, and it's just. You just know it's going to be a lot of fun to catch up with everyone. Yeah,
what was your most embarrassing moment when you were a student or as a teacher?
As a student, we had a bit of a drinks night at the bar, and I was going to be head chef. The day after, I probably had a bit too much drink, but I'm sure I had. So Mr. Nicolas sent me home. And then after 25 years, I got back and I said, I remember you. I was like, okay.
When you came back as a teacher?
When I came back as a teacher, they said, yeah, I remember you. I said, I remember you. Yes. So that was a bit embarrassing. It's like, oh, he didn't forget. But but he was okay. You know, I got back a day later and I was fine and everything worked out. And I worked really hard. And he said, yeah, but you took some advantage and you really put your work in, and that was good. I was like, still remembered. That was a bit embarrassing. Yes.
Yeah. I just started working here. Yeah. And of course I'm rather young. But I was at the coffee machine, and previously there was this coffee machine in Refresh that was just for teachers, and I think now it's open for everyone.
No, there's still one that's just for teachers.
Oh, then, well, it's that one. Yeah. And I think everyone knows which one it is. And I was standing there with my red key cord, with my staff pass, getting a coffee. And then a now colleague came to me and said, this is only for teachers. And I had to tell him or her that, well, I'm a colleague, hi. So that was a pretty embarrassing moment.
How did he or she react?
They got all red.
You don't have
they were very embarrassed.
Okay, very good.
But I think it's also just getting to know each other.
So we already talked a bit about why you're working here, but what was the reason that you really wanted to work here instead of another hotel management school?
I did think about it, but of course I was then asked to join and teach a class, and I fell in love, and I luckily had the opportunity to stay. But of course you question sometimes, will I feel the same amount of fun at work if I would have gone to a different higher education school? And I don't think it is that way, because it's such a great community here. I come to work with a smile on my face every single day, because the community is such a warm welcome. You walk into the school, people know you, you get a good morning, good evening, have a nice evening when you go home. It's so personal. And also in the flex area, if you see someone being more quiet than normal, they come to me and say, are you okay today? Do you want to have a cup of coffee? And I think that personal attention and that personal touch is so unique. And I don't know if it's for the entire Zuidhoven school, but I think that makes our school unique. Is that we really take care of each other and we see if something's not going right with someone.
Well, I can say that I've got some friends who actually teach at Zuid or else, and it's definitely not like that. Here we're a very small school. It's a bit like conservatorium, probably Kunstacademy, it's the same thing. You only find teachers who work here, so everybody knows each other. It's relatively small, so it's still quite big enough, and therefore you get that community. It's also nice that there's also a few other alumni who work here, and you got the stories from me. I also started a wine business, and I also taught in Amsterdam and Rotterdam, a private hotel school. Working so long in the hotel industry, knowing what we expect now from our students. And then, of course, having the link as being an alumni to really invest, as I said before.
Yes.
Why here is because you're proud to be from Maastricht, and you want the new students to have that same proudness when they leave. And I think that's really our mission. I think as teachers here at the hotel school, you have to go the extra mile to see that our students become really, really good. That they come and have the same enthusiasm, have the same proudness, have the same motivation like we had. And I think we can achieve that by being such a close group. And we are very fortunate that we have very good supporting systems. So teachers here really only have to teach for a lot of the time. They can teach instead of having too many administrative tasks.
Yeah.
If you're module coordinator, yes, you got some more, but the others you can really teach. And I think we can give all the attention we have and energy to the students. And I think it's great to work in an environment where you got all those possibilities to see that you can give the best education possible to the students. All the students here deserve it because they've been selected from 1800 to 2000. We got 300 or 400. Yeah. The seed that is in them, we need to see that that grows and really becoming those hospitality leaders we want them to be.
Yeah. I think it's also because I consider my colleagues my friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's in
Oh yeah, yes. In my group as well. I had some of them taught me. Yes, Luc Bos, Hans Nicolaas, Schuiter,
Jose Sanchez, Daniel Michaud.
Yeah.
They
were my teachers. You know, come back again, and I think I'm the third official wine teacher here after Vlas, Montpellier, Wassing, and now me. Talking about in a span of like 45 or almost 50 years. You know, you feel proud to be part of that.
I think it also makes it easier to work together because, of course, in education we're continuously seeking, okay, how can we improve things? How we can make things better, see if there's innovations in the industry, and how do we adjust that into the education program. And if you're working with people that you actually like, and that you have eye for each other and who they are as a person, it's so much easier to get to work, brainstorm, and get things done. And I think that makes it a lot of fun to work here as well, because if you want something, you can actually do it, achieve it.
And I believe students notice that as well. Well, I do.
I hope so.
I do hope so. You know, that's your reward again, and that's what it's all about.
Eventually, we're here for you guys.
Yes, that's also a thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for making time for this interview.
Thank you. For
I hope you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Very much.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So thank you, and then I will see you soon at school.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see you soon.